Hello, mathematicians. Today for math, we are going to start out by doing some review of things that we've done already with fractions before school let out so that you can kind of remember the procedures that we had, and then we'll get jumping into something new later on. So let's start with some conversions between improper fractions and mixed numbers. So I'm going to start out with a problem with a mixed number first. So let's say 21/5. If we wanted to change this into a mixed number, remember we thought about how many times does 5 go into 21. So we looked at it like a division problem. 21 divided by 5. And because we know our math facts, we know that 5 goes into 21 a total of 4 times, and 5 times 4 is 20. So if we look at this 21, we know that we've got 1 left over, so that would give us 1/5. So our final answer here, 21/5, would convert into 4 1/5 for a mixed number. Now, one of the last things that we had worked on before we left was converting actually this mixed number back into an improper fraction. So let's just stick with the same problem here. We've got 4 1/5, and we want to change it back into that improper fraction. The procedure that we did for that, if you remember, is we took this denominator times the whole number and then added the numerator. So it would look like this. 5 times 4 is 20, plus this 1 is 21, and we still have the 5 as our denominator, so it would be 21/5. So let's try a couple of these to get kind of back in the habit of doing this, to remember it, and then I'll give you some to try on your own, and check. You can check your answer with me on here, and then I'll give you some apply my learning problems to be able to submit to Canvas. So let's go to the next page here. So let's start out with kind of a lower one here, 6 1/2. So remember, our process is the denominator 2 times our whole number 6, which is 12, plus the numerator 1, which is 13. So our answer would be 13/2, or 13 halves. Okay? Our next one is 5 4/5. Okay, so we take a look at the denominator 5 times our whole number 5. 5 times 5 is 25, plus the numerator 4 would be 29 over, our denominator is 5, so 29/5. All right, do a couple more here. The next one, let's look at 9 2/3. So here's our number, our mixed number, 9 2/3. So we take our denominator 3 times our whole number 9, which is 27, plus our numerator 2 would give us 29 over 3. So that answer would be 29/3. And let's do one final one, 4 2/5. So 4 2/5. So once again, denominator 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, and so we end up with 22/5, or 22/5. All right, now let's have you try a few on your own. So I'm going to go to the next page here, and I'm going to put in this problem 3 4/5. So what I want you to do right here is I want you to pause this video, solve it on your own on a piece of paper, and then when you think you've got the answer, hit play again to check out my problem solving so that you can check and see if your answer is correct. All right, hopefully you've had time to try this problem out, so let's have you check your answer. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19, over, bring my 5 over, 5. So that one would be 19/5. All right, let's try another one. Let's do 7 1/3. Pause the video here, try it on your own, and then play again to check and see if your answer is correct. All right, here we go. So check your answer. We take the 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 is 22. So our answer would be 22 thirds. Hope you're doing okay on these problems so far. Let's try two more. Let's see, 3 and 5 sevenths. Let me write this down for you. 3 and 5 sevenths. So pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back to check my answer and see if you got it correct. All right, so what we do is 7 times 3 is 21, plus 5 is 26. We bring the denominator over, so we end up with 26 sevenths. And the final problem to try on your own, let's do 5 and 5 eighths. All right, pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back to check your answer. Okay, here we go. This would be 8 times 5, which is 40, plus 5 is 45. So we get a final answer of 45 eighths. I hope you're doing okay so far. Next step would be to get some practice problems on your own for Apply My Learning. So I'm going to write down some problems and I will have you do them in the math section of the notebook that we sent home with you. And then when you've completed those, you can take a picture of it with your iPad and submit it in the assignment in Canvas. So let me write these down for you. Okay, so here are your Apply My Learning problems to work on. Again, here's what you need to do for this. Get out that notebook that we sent home for you. There should be a tab in there marked Math. If you go in there, these are the 5 problems that I want you to try working on your own. I want you to write the answers down in your notebook, take a picture of your answers, and then submit it to the Canvas assignment for today. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to send me a message through Canvas. Sorry, I couldn't think about that. Or I do have open office hours between 12:30 and 1:30 today too. So just let me know if you're struggling with anything. I'm happy to help. Otherwise, I hope this went okay for you, and we will have a live math seminar tomorrow. All right, thanks for joining me.